Premiership Power Rankings, folks, after 2 rounds of the 2022-2023 season. Sadly, all the games this weekend were on I think in the afternoon over in the UK, which means none of them were at a really good, kind of conducive time for watching in this part of the world. Evening tends to work best for me, although I'm not the target audience for this competition. But it just means it's morning here. Can have breakfast and watch some Premiership. We'll go through the Power Rankings. And you guys can let us know your thoughts. Remember, it's still early days, so there's a bit of jumping around with the teams. Also, if you want the England Rugby gear, check out England Rugby store. Last time I checked, they were doing free shipping on any orders. They've got the new England gear for the new season, which I'm sure we will see on display in November. Bottom of the log, I've got Worcester Warriors. Sadly, again, at least these guys played. There still seems to be dramas going on. I've read a bit about it. The owners don't seem to be doing nice things. I don't really know. As I said, it's a bit of a mess, but at least they're playing. The crowd was vocal. That was pleasing, but they lost. They lost to the Chiefs, which is, there's no shame in that. 36-21. Ollie Lawrence was showing some good power. At 71 minutes, it was still 29-21, so still very much game on, but the Chiefs just kind of pulled away at the end. So, credit to the Warriors, guys. They're still going. The fans are still doing the faithful thing, but, yeah, sadly, it's a bit of a mess. Bath, one of the nicest looking crowds at the weekend. Them and the Quins crowd, I thought, looked phenomenal. But they conceded points pretty early. In their loss to the Sharks. 37-20 at home is not ideal. They scored some nice ones. Tokanasi got a really nice one. But it's kind of more of the same from Bath, sadly. And that's with the Sharks guys having a red card for most of the game and a yellow card for 1 point. So for a while it was 15-13. For most of the game it was 15-14. So yes, troubling times at Bath. We'll see if the coach can turn it around. The Falcons are here in 11th, so kind of steady as she goes from last week. None of these teams are changing. They were never really likely to do anything away from home at Welford Road, but 36-21. McGuigan's involvements are always phenomenal. Dude scores a try, helps set up a try. Mateo Carrera scores a phenomenal one. They were leading by 2 points after 36 minutes, so they gave it a good go, but yeah, at the end of the day, they still didn't walk away with anything from that one. So at least there's a little bit more optimism about that performance compared to the previous two teams I've just mentioned. And then Wasps still retained their spot from last week as well. So all these teams are none from two. So it's kind of hard to argue putting them any higher. Wasps lost to Bristol 23-8 at home. Really, again, not a great one. They scored early through Tom Cruise. Halftime it was still close, but second half, they couldn't stay in touch with the Bears. So, yeah, that is your bottom row. No changes from last week. Now, where there are some changes is London Irish go from 100% record to 50%, so it's a massive drop for them. It's 5 spots. Lost away at Northampton 38-22. They still show they've got some of the best outside backs in any team, in any competition, right? Like Arundel, Hassel Collins, these guys, offloads and tries. Still such a pleasure to watch. But, but the Will Joseph try was a pretty nice one. But, hard day at the office at the end of the day for them. 38-22. Is that a hiding? It's getting pretty close to it, but good effort. They scored some nice tries, if nothing else. Quins, I feel hard to drop them as hard as I have, but they dropped 7 spots. Just basically because they lost at home. They lost to Saracens. Again, there's no shame in that. They lost it by 3 points, so very close game. Really crazy game. This is the game I watched this week. I watched it delayed. But Murley with a couple of tries, some real gas. They went up to a big lead, did the Quins boys, but got run down in the end. Second half, Saracens really had their number, so yeah, it's a good game. Really fantastic crowd, like I mentioned. But, it is still a loss for them. So their record also shifts to 1-1. And then Northampton's also got the 1-1 record. They bounced back from their opening round loss with their win I just mentioned over London Irish. Mitchell seemed to have a cracking game at number 9, didn't he? He sets up one try with Yano Augustus and gets another one himself. It was a close game. It was 30... no, 51 minutes, and it was still like 10-3, and then just a flurry of points towards the end of the game. So bonus point win. I can't complain with that. Got them up a couple of spots. So happy days for the Saints, guys. That's your bottom half. Gloucester, I have gotten 6. They were on the bye, so opening round win and then a bye, so nothing really doing for them. And then Saracens coming off the bye start with a good win over Quins. Like, not an easy place to go. As I said, they were down quite far, but I mean, some of that England talent which they had cleared to play, the likes of Vitoje and Billy V, Malins with a couple of tries, Daly got a try, bit of rust to go down 17 points to 0, but then pretty bloody good comeback. So Saracens, they're going to be there or thereabouts this season. And then the reigning champions up a couple of spots. So are Saracens. Leicester bouncing back from an opening loss with a fine win over the Falcons. So it's 36-21. Nandolo was just on fire, wasn't he? I mean, geez, big carry from him early. He gets a couple of tries. He gets a try assist. They had the bonus point within 38 minutes. Chris Ashton closing in on 100 tries. Yeah, pretty pleasing stuff. More easy on the eye than the week before anyway. But a good win. And then the top row, we've got Bristol, who were nowhere near the top row last season. Up 5 spots with their second win on the bounce. 23-8 away at Wasps. They're 2-0. Great way to start the season. Sheedy from the tee, kicking the goals. Gets a drop goal, gets a try. Bradbury gets a try. So for his new team, pleasing stuff from Bristol, because like I said, they were just probably the most disappointing team last year in terms of the potential and then the outcome. Sale also were pretty disappointing last year, didn't get near their potential, but they look pretty good at Bath, and with a man down for most of the game, like I mentioned. Shonut got the red card, but I mean, O'Flaherty got the early try. Aka van der Merwe had a great try. They call that guy the Warthog for a reason. Man, he just gets low and so hard to bring down. But yeah, 2 from 2, 37-20, bonus point win away. Late, they didn't get the bonus point until pretty late, but they got it. And then Exeter, I still haven't updated your logo, but it's coming. I promise it's coming. Bonus point win. Woodburn with the try early on. I mean, 36-21. Punishing a kind of hurting Worcester Warriors side. But, I mean, Worcester did all right, like I mentioned. But Exeter, so far this season, with a win over one of the bottom teams in Worcester and a win over the reigning champions, they're looking pretty tidy. So, there you go. Power rankings for round 2. You guys let us know your thoughts. Which fixtures are you looking forward to this upcoming weekend? I've checked the fixtures list, and I do have some more reasonably timed games on for me here in NZ, so I'll be sure to sit down and do a kind of full preview and review of at least one of them. So yeah, happy days. But anyway, you guys have any thoughts? And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.